Welcome to the making of a DM. One of the biggest reasons I see people failing daily, them not knowing what's important to them. So with that said, let's get started.
I'm Mark Evans, I'm Mark Evans, I'm here to help and teach them what I know and how I did it to discover freedom. There ain't no question Mark Evans when he step in the door. He's closing deals. It's time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker, but I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker.
Hey there, it's your host, Mark Evans, DM. Thank you so much for being here. Again, appreciate all the amazing shares and feedback and 5-star reviews over on iTunes, and really is very exciting to see you guys posting and show me that you're watching the show and listening, I should say, to the show on your way to the gym or while you're working out, getting fired up. It does mean a lot to me. You know, a lot of people come to me like, Mark, how much can I pay you for a day consult and all this? I personally don't really do a whole lot of that, if ever. Not because I don't want to, it's just because of what we're going to talk about today, about what's important to you. And I know this show's going to be a little, sporadic maybe. I just want to kind of share my thoughts. I have notes here in front of me, overlooking the ravine out back here in Minter, Ohio. Just got back from doing a cool experience with the family. Nothing crazy. Rented a suite at the stadium for Monster Jam. We had pit passes to go down and, kids can walk around on the floor, VIP style. And then we had, VIP parking, all that good stuff. And, for a small investment of $3,000, it's a no-brainer for 18 people to go and hang out. It's just, I love, just shooting straight with you, it's one of my biggest joys in my life, being able to do high-level VIP experiences, just experiences in general with family to make people smile. I get off on it. I like it. It gets me excited. I want them happy. I'm already happy. Not to say they're not happy people. It's just, I do know that I'm a little over the top with stuff. I like the VIP stuff. I like the nice stuff. And a lot of people in my world that I'm from, they'd rather, they justify staying at a Howard Johnson near the beach, not on the beach, near the beach for $300 a night. And they justify it by saying, not a big deal. All we do is sleep in there. And I think to myself, okay, cool. So why not just sleep in your car? Why not, it's $300 a night. Why not go stay somewhere $100 a night, 15 miles further off the ocean? I mean, when does the game stop with ourselves, right? So what's important to you? This is kind of me talking to myself of what's important to me. And I see so many great people get caught up following the wrong people, get caught up on what people are saying, not actually doing, get caught up in their lives thinking they're not, doing the right stuff because they don't have what this person has or whatever. And I think to give you a perspective, if you follow me, I hope you don't come to follow me to learn how to lose weight. That's not my thing. That's actually that's actually one of my biggest downfalls. I work really hard not to be 500 pounds. I enjoy eating. I enjoy being lazy. I enjoy just hang out with the kids, eating, I could eat a pizza. It's always fun. I see people like, oh, I ate a piece of pizza, like 2 pieces of pizza. I'm like, I could eat 2 pies, the entire thing myself. So it's not that big a deal. I think they have self-control and I don't. But I think it's important that people that you follow, you really understand who they are, what makes them tick. You guys know my story. I grew up small town, Ohio, barely graduated high school. Mom and dad busted their ass their whole life. I wrote about it in Magician vs. Mule. I write about it all the time, but wrote about that specifically about that. My mom and dad are mules, and we're all mules. But my mom and dad really are the definition of that book of what being a mule is, and just working your ass off. And when they see that they got the mule, they keep adding more work and keep paying you less and keep working you harder. And the only way out is death, or you get fired, or you quit. You don't get fired because they don't fire mules. But that's something that you got to understand. As I saw that my whole life as a young child, and I saw my parents fighting about money my whole life as a child. That's all they fought about. Money, money, money. But yet in the same sentence, if someone needed help, my parents would step in, and whatever money they had, they would give. They're great giving people. And I'm very thankful of that because I saw that as well. And I see so many people, great people, that get hung up on these excuses like, oh, you don't understand my situation. I grew up poor. Well, that's okay. That's how you grew up. That doesn't mean how you have to end the game of life. That's just a part of the journey. First of all, you didn't even have a choice. That's, you're a child. So why are we still using that as an excuse as a grown adult? Or abusive relationship, whatever. I never grew up in abusive relationships, but, people use excuse after excuse after excuse of why they're not where they want to be. And what's important to you? Well, what's important to me is be stupid, filthy rich. I know, it's crazy. It's important to me. If you think that's crazy, well, it is what it is. That's your money blueprint that you have. It is what it is. I'm not here to change your thought process on it. I'm here just to share what's important to me. So, when I'm talking, like, my objective is to get money, but also what's important to me is to have character, to do the right thing, to be a great leader, to work really hard for the client. I have many partners all over the country, some out of the world, some out of this country. And we go above and beyond. It's a massive responsibility, something I'm very grateful for, something my team works really, really hard for. I mean, we invest millions of dollars a year in teams to give clients better experiences and things. But truth is, things happen. It's called life. But that's important to me. I'm very conscious of, if it's your money, straight up, your money is more important to me than my money is to me, because I know it's a big deal. I know it's a transaction initially, and then we build a relationship long term. And the truth is, if we're not talking long term, anybody I'm partnering with, anybody I'm working with, even clients and staff and teams, if it's not a long term opportunity, it's just small talk. And I don't want to do it. I don't want to do small talk. I don't want to do short term things. I want to do, if I'm putting my energy and efforts into something, I want it to have a massive payoff for everybody, not just me. See, the thing is when I say I want to get stupid, filthy rich, that does not mean you can't get stupid, filthy rich. And again, here's why. A thought on it. What does stupid, filthy rich mean to you? And a number might pop in, 10 million. Well, 10 million is not stupid, filthy rich to me. I might say 500 million. And then someone above me say, man, 500 million is not a whole lot, Mark. It's not stupid, filthy rich. 2 billion. And then Bezos like, dude, that's nothing, right? So, I mean, again, these are the things I think about as I thought on it daily, hourly, sometimes every minute. But I want you to know, if you're following me, I'm here to teach you how to be a better person and all that. So all around, and be real with yourself and authentic. Like I said, if you follow me because you want to, lose weight and get abs, I'm not the guy. I would not be that guy. I never will be that guy to educate you on how to get abs. That's not what I get excited about. But if you come to me and you want, a great lifestyle to generate a lot of money, there's things that have to happen. You have to understand my wiring of my brain to understand how I'm able to have all these companies, all these partners, all these great teammates around me. And the simple truth is, I've fucked it up so much, I'm actually starting to get better at picking better people. So I'm 25 plus years in the game, and it is what it is. So, like I said, I see many people comparing their business career with others, but they forget to pay attention to what matters to you. So, like, if you're watching me on social media, you see me, I just bought a new Ferrari. Cool. $350,000 car, whatever, 400, whatever it is. It's like, oh man, it's intoxicating. It's exciting, because you probably also knew I bought the drop head Rolls Royce. That's another $350. I bought the new Escalade. That's $130. Got the Corvette from my dad. That's another $78 or $82 or whatever it was. And so on and so on and so on. And you're thinking like, dude, I want that. Listen, these are just things that I've been able to acquire through hard work, perspiration, and, busting my ass for 20 something years. So if you're 1 month, 12 months, 2 years, 4 years in the game, well, and you're comparing against that, you're doing yourself a disservice, because the truth is, if you're where you're at 4 years deep in the game, where I'm at 26 years in the game, you're outpacing me already. See, I never had mentors. For my first 10 years of business, I never had a life. I literally worked 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, never took vacations, never hung out at family reunions. I didn't do any of that shit. I was so focused on building making money and building a business. And then as I got older, I realized I need help. I need mentors. I've always understood mentorship through books because that's what I did when I was 17, 18 through Think and Grow Rich. And then at 18, I hired a mentor in real estate, and I always understood the importance of it, but I never kept, leaning into it consistently. And then I started doing that, about 10 years deep, hiring financial coaches, hiring real estate coaches, hiring business coaches, etc., and investing in myself. So, I understand investing in myself is a very valuable thing and will continue to do. This year, like I said, my goal is to invest $100,000 just in my health through personal trainers, through blood work, through all these doctor stuff I'm doing, testing and, shockwave therapies, all these cool things. And some are cool, some aren't so cool, some hurt like hell, and some don't. But, I just want you to understand when you're seeing this, and I say if I buy that Ferrari for $350, one, I always pay cash. Financially, that's dumb. Why? Because money's so cheap. I could finance it, get a 3%, 2%. I don't even know what the notes are on cars because I don't have car payments. But whatever the payment is, it is what it is. And then I could take that money and go put it into something else and get a 10X and now the car's free or whatever. But again, in my world, for me, what is important to me is not having car debt. Why? Well, I'm glad you asked. I had a car repoed in my early 20s. It affected me drastically. It created financial PTSD in that moment. I was embarrassed, I was disgusted, and I was sad. And I don't like those feelings. So what I did is I'll never be embarrassed, I'll never be disgusted, and I'll never be sad with a car payment. Why? Because I pay cash for my cars, all of them. And another thing on top of that, I created a rule in my world where if you can't buy the car cash, at least 20X in your bank account, then you don't need to buy it. Maybe it's 10X for you. Maybe it's 1X. I don't know what it is, whatever it is. And I'm not giving you your rules. I'm just sharing my rules. So when you see something pop up on your feed and you're like, God damn, Evans just got another blah, blah, blah. Well, just know that there's at least 20X in the bank sitting, doing nothing. Obviously, money's moving all the time. We're investing. We're getting money back. We're pushing money out, whatever. But this money's moving. So I just want you to understand the mental thought process behind that. I'm not going and over leveraging. I know a lot of people, because I see it every day, that they're over leveraged on everything they do. But on the social media, you think they're crushing the game of life, and then you start taking advice from these dipshits, and then that advice is the truth is they're stealing from you. They're stealing your joy. They're stealing your future. They're stealing a lot from you. So start asking more questions like, yo, did you pay cash for that or did you finance that? It's cool either way, by the way, but how much is in the bank? I want to know what's in the bank straight up. Because again, if someone's like, fronting or financing or leasing the car and they're living in a $2,000 apartment, but they have a $4,200 car payment, barely can make bills pay. Why would I be taking financial advice from these dicks? I mean, it's straight thieving at the highest level. So I'm just sharing some of my things that are important to me. Uno number one, again, I wrote about this in the Me Economy. I'm important to me. I think, I invest a lot of time with myself, invest a lot of time with coaches. I invest a lot of time with great people, money as well, because if I'm not here, nothing I'm talking about here today matters as much because it's all about me. You got to be selfish in the moment to ultimately help your bigger vision. And number two, my family. I'm very, very passionate about my family. I will literally fucking cut someone's head off if they even think about screwing with the family. Why? Because that's to me, you could have all the money in the bank, but if the family if a family doesn't love you, they don't even know who you are. Your kids, for example, like you're the massive failure. You're a fucking biggest failure in the world, in my opinion. I don't care how successful you are in business. I don't care. Everyone's praising you. If you drop the ball at home, you're a fucking loser. In my opinion, by the way. Maybe you're different. I don't know. But I can tell you, family is very, very big deal. So why I don't do daily, people offer money all the time to come and hang out with me for a day. I don't do it often. And if I do it, there's a long-term play to it. I don't care about the initial money. I'm more thinking about the future of the opportunity. But for me, that day, I can never take back and go hang out with my kids. I can't wake up with Drea and say, good morning, love you, kiss her, and then she wipes my kisses off. I can't say good morning to my son 20 times until he says it back to me, because that's the game he plays. He knows I'm not leaving the room with him until he says good morning. I'm not going to bed until I say good night, love you, sweet dreams to both of them. And this is very, very important to me. It is my world. And I understand this is a part of the cycle that I'm in. I'm 43. I have a 6-year-old, and I have a 2.5-year-old, and I have a wife. And that's where I'm at. So if you're 19, 22 years old, and you're like, dude, how do I retire? Like, I don't even think about that shit. That's not in the thought in my mind. So just so you know, these are the things that drive me, So when I'm making investment or business decisions, it's not always necessarily the biggest ROI. First thing I ask myself, does it fit in my lifestyle? That's the first thing. Second thing, can I provide value to the system, to the business? And third, what's the ROI look like? So I'm sure I'm missing some in there, but these are the first three things that pop into my brain when I see a thing. It's not like my old self when I had no kids and all that. It's like, how much money can I make? That was my filter. And by the way, the higher the return, not always, but typically the bigger the risk. So again, I start becoming a little bit more risk adverse. I start understanding risk at a different level. I start asking better questions. How and why? It's very simple. I have fucking lost millions of dollars with people on many different ventures because I didn't put people through the right system. I did not ask the right questions. I didn't even know to ask the questions until it was too late. So, but again, the good news is I don't use that as an excuse of why I still invest weekly, daily, mostly. I'm investing in new things all the time. I understand the world evolves. I understand money's fluid. And very interesting, just to share this, I want to be, my goal is to be stupid, filthy rich. On the same side of that coin, just so you know, I'm not motivated by money. I'm motivated by results. It just happens, money shows up when results happen on a consistent manner. So money to me is just money. That's it. I know I always see people like, dude, it's not all about the money, but every action they take is about the money. They're going to work to get money. I don't have to go to work to get money. I have investments now in my life that produce plenty of money. And I've always been this way, even before I was here. Hence, again, it's like my problem is I was too busy helping everyone else. I forgot to take care of me economy. Hence why I wrote the book, Me Economy, this year. So you can get that on Amazon, by the way. But these are the things as you're building and paying attention to. I hire fast. I fire slow. That's a terrible business model. It's a terrible thing to do. That's who I am. I love people. I see stuff in people that they don't see in themselves. Sometimes that hurts me. That's okay. I don't want to change my good nature and my insight, like seeing positive in others because I've had a negative experience. I get it. It's not always easy. I get it. I talked about that a couple weeks ago on a show about a guy that I thought was like my brother has ripped me off for millions of dollars. And, but again, it's not going to stop me from investing. Actually, I'm making a big investment, 7-figure investment tomorrow. It's not going to stop me. It's just going to make me more aware, make me more conscious of the people I'm doing business with, make me more conscious of why I'm doing this business. Am I doing it just for the money? Am I doing it for the individual? Where's the long-term opportunity? These are all things as I've become, older and ideally a little bit wiser, things roll. But I see so many people, again, I could talk to guys in real estate today, real estate investing, and they're still using, oh man, I'm still recovering from the crash of 2008. And I'm like, you understand that's fucking 13 years ago, homie. Like, what are you talking about? So the thing is they're using excuses not to grow and not to learn from. They're still using these excuses because they're afraid to fail again, even though the failure's already happened in their brain, but it really didn't fail. You're just learning. You know how many very, very smart people, billionaires, lost billions of dollars and went bankrupt in 2006, 7, 8, 9? I mean, lots. Fuck, banks did, for God's sakes. So what not to think that a small-time person like you and me couldn't go bankrupt? By the way, I never did. We actually excelled during that time because we saw it coming, and I was very conscious of that. I pivoted my business model, and I just turned straight to wholesaling to other investors. So, big companies, not like small-time investors. I'm talking big corporations that had massive bankroll. So again, we all saw it. if you're on the inside, and paying attention anyways. But oftentimes success, you can lose sight of paying attention to the red flags that are in front of you. It happens to me. It happens to everybody. But that's what makes me tick, my family. It really, gets me excited just to kind of paint the picture. Every morning when I go take my walk in the morning at 6 or 7 in the morning, depending what's going on for the day, the first person I call when I get out of bed is my father and my mother. Typically my dad, because he's up rolling. Same time I am, 4-ish o'clock in the morning, but I call him in the morning, say, "What's up, Dad?" Usually a 3 to 5 minute talk. Pretty much the same shit, but I get to hear his voice. I get to know. And again, the reason I do this is, one, I love my parents. Two, I know there's going to be a time when I wake up in the morning and I can't make that phone call. So I'm very conscious of that. So my goal is to hey, how do I keep having these great conversations with my dad? And one day, maybe 2 conversations a week or 1 or whatever. We're talking about something big, because again, it's always hey, what's going on? For example, today my dad's golfing with his brother. Cool. Tell Tim I said hello. Tell him what's up. And it's awesome my dad can do that. Why is he able to do that? Because I've been put in the position to allow him to do that, to give him, not allow, I should say, that's wrong words, but to give him the opportunity to do that. I pay my dad every month a salary, and he gets to hang out with my mother and do what he wants. And he's taking care of a lot of stuff over there with my mom. And, my mom's just broke her wrist recently. She's on oxygen. I mean, a lot of crazy stuff over there, but it's called life. And I do, like I said, that's very important to me to be able to talk to my parents on a daily basis. 7 days a week, by the way, not Monday to Tuesday, Monday to Friday, 7 days a week. I pretty much call my parents every day. Don't get me wrong. I miss times too. If I'm heavy in events, I'm kind of focused on the people there. So I miss 2 or 3 days. And then, if I miss 4 days, my dad's texting me is everything okay over there? And he knows it is because people are posting on social media that they're hanging out with us. And my mom's letting them know that. So these are things that make me tick. And then I call a buddy of mine. And then, right after I talk to my dad, I talk to him for about 30 minutes on the walk. We're talking about high-level stuff. We own some businesses together. We have a lot of cool team members we're working with. We're pushing forward to new visions and, really high-level quality conversations. Not to say there's not some bitching and complaining in those conversations. We're talking about life and how to push forward and why we think the way we think. These are all things that I feel like a lot of people don't have a sounding board, or they haven't put themselves in a position to do so, just by start connecting. The funny thing is, he lives 5 states over. I only probably see him once a year, if that, in person. And we talk a lot. I know a lot about him. He knows a lot about me. And we're just getting to know each other, if that makes sense. And we've been doing this for many, many years. So it's pretty cool. And again, that's a 7-day-a-week thing that I do often. I very rarely miss unless, I'm sick or, whatever. So these are things that are important to me. Another thing that's very important to me is my team. And when I say my team's important to you, to me, I'm not saying that just to sound oh, that's what everyone says. I mean it. And I'm not saying the other people don't either. I'm just saying I know where I stand. Let me paint the picture. So this is probably 3 or 4 years ago, I'm at an event, basketball game. I'm hanging out with a couple buddies, and VIP. We're just hanging out. It was more of a connection thing, networking mastermind thing. And then we leave there. We go hang out at this bar stuff, and these 2 guys come rolling in and sit down with us. I've met this guy once. Never met his buddy, and he's sitting there talking. And he's younger than me, which is cool, whatever. But he thinks he's King Dingaling, and he's talking shit about my company to my face. Now, I know what I've put into my companies, and I know what we do for our companies, and I know what my team's willing to do, and they'll do anything. They're in it to win it. And he continues to talk shit. And again, he's kind of he's just being a dick. So I'm like, yo, man, noted. I hear you. I'll check into that. But you need to pipe it down. So that's your warning. And fortunately or unfortunately for him, well, unfortunately for him, fortunately, however you want to look at this, he continued to run his mouth. Where I come from, you don't fucking say something and not stand behind what you say. So, and I'm not acting like a tough ass or anything like this, by the way. I'm just sharing this is a true story. This really happened. I'm sitting there with a beer in my hand. My brother-in-law's with me, and my 2 buddies and some other guys there at the table, and these 2 clowns. And the kid's sitting beside me, literally to my right-hand side. He should have picked the other side because that's not my dominant hand. But anyways, I proceeded to snag the back of his hair because he had longer hair, and his head, and I fucking slammed his face down on the table multiple times. And I said, now let's get up and go outside and finish this. As if I didn't miss a beat. And my buddy's looking across the table. I'll never forget, his name's Tim. He looks across, he's like, oh my God. Like, it was just so like, boom, boom. Everyone around it, like, this is a bar. Like, no one even really noticed anything crazy. It wasn't no screaming, anything. It was bam, 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 bam. The kid's looking at me all shocked. He's like, I don't know what the fuck just happened. And I was like, dude, I'm standing up to go outside. Like, let's finish this up. Again, I'm not saying this is right. I'm just saying this is what I did because this is important to me. I stand up for what I fucking believe in, period. And there's consequences to that sometimes, good and bad. But I'm willing to stand behind it. And I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong. This probably was not the best behavior, but it's what happened. It is where I was at in my moment. And that's how. So anyways, the kid jumps up. His buddy looks at me. And they're like, oh my God, I fucked with the wrong guy. And he jumps up and he like literally looks at us, throws $20 on the table and takes off running out the door. And we continue to hang out and have fun. But I'm just trying to paint the picture of what's important to me. Because when you're listening to me talk, this is show 78 or 9, or I don't remember, but literally many, 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 many hours of content that I've provided over the years to people. And if you don't understand the reason behind it, it's kind of hard to really connect with it. See, I want you to be successful. You're going to be successful differently than I'm successful. There's no right or wrong. You might be, and when I say successful, success is everything to me. It has nothing to do with like just financially successful. I want you to be physically successful. I want you to be financially successful. I want you to be, all these things successful. That's what's important to me. I want to see my kids be successful. I want to see my wife be more successful. I want to see everyone around me successful. So like, I have no ill will to watch someone hurt, struggle. I find no pleasure in that. I want to work hard just like everyone else. But the truth is most people are so busy working hard on the wrong things. They're so busy wasting other people's time. Recently, someone messaged one of our clients, said, hey, what do you think about Lifestyle Money? Should I do it? Because I saw you post on their wall. It's like, why would you waste someone's time asking that question? What in your right mind thinks that's an okay question to ask anyways? It's intrusive, number one. And number two, what are you painting successful on? Because they commented on a fucking comment? Like, maybe success to them is making an extra $100 a month, but you want to make $10,000 a month. So if he said you're successful and you only make $5,000 a month, now you're unsuccessful based off of a successful person telling you they were successful. The problem is you guys are most 99% of the people have half-loaded data, half-loaded thoughts, half-loaded conversations. They don't even know what the fuck to ask. I know because I'm one of them 90% of the time. But again, why are you asking for permission with inaccurate data? It's not full data. So I just want you to understand this is what's important to me. So if you think you buy into the Gary Vee stuff, hustle harder, hustle, 20 hours a day, even if you have kids and all this shit, I'm not knocking Gary, but that's not my style. It used to be pre-kids. It used to be before I knew what the fuck I was doing. Most of the time I was working really hard because I was hiding from what the real work needed to be done. And the work was, i.e. me. I needed to sit down and think about my thoughts. Why the fuck am I busting my ass and not making any more money? See, the truth is I was really good at making money, very bad at collecting it. Truth is I'm still like that today. So that's why I have people on my teams. I have CFOs, I have accountants, I have bookkeepers, I have an assistant. Their job is to follow up and get money. Their job is to follow up and make sure things are happening. I'm not good at it. It sounds stupid, but it's the truth. That's not where I shine. And what's important to me is I love big picture solution thinking. I love talking about massive dreams that everyone thinks are fucking crazy. That gets me excited. I love talking about all the big stuff. When you start getting deep into the little stuff, I'm out. I check out. It's not fun to me. I get irritated. I get angry. And I get frustrated. I have a fucking $6,000 coffee maker in my cigar lounge. I've yet to install the app on my phone and program it to the thing because I know if I do it, I'm gonna get pissed. I'm gonna get overwhelmed. I'm gonna get frustrated. That stuff overwhelms me, by the way. It sounds stupid because I'm anticipating the problems. Because with technology and me, there's always problems. 5 minutes turns into 5 hours, and then I'm throwing stuff, then I'm pissed, and I still don't have coffee. So, again, I'm being straight up. This is what's important to me. So what I do is I hire these things out. I have my assistant come over and install it. I don't care if it takes her 1 minute or 100 hours. It gets done. I don't have to do it, and she actually enjoys doing it. Go figure. Paperwork. You give me paperwork. It's not important to me. It's important, but it's not important to me to do. So I hire great people that love to do paperwork. If you're in sales, you know it doesn't even make sense why someone would love doing that, but they do. And the thing is, the truth is they don't love sales, but I do. You do. We do. Therefore, we have to build this team. So what's important to you? The reason I'm sharing all this stuff, guys, is, again, I just want to reiterate, is so many people are following the wrong people for the wrong reasons. I think you need to ask yourself when you're following someone, what makes you follow them? What are they up to that you really like? And by the way, I get messages every single day, multiple messages every single day. Like, dude, I follow you not because you're successful in business, but because you're a great family guy. And I need more of that in my life. And these are guys that are worth way more than me. And there's also people worth way less than me and everything in between. But to my point is, you never know. Share your story. Share your truth. Share what you care about. You might be sitting here. I had some lady recently, because I talked about in the DM family, I don't allow females. I'll be doing a post about this, by the way. And she sends me this long fucking message about, well, blah, blah, blah. I don't even know what she says because I don't care. I do care, but it's not. It's like she's trying to tell me I'm doing it an injustice to females and all this. Well, go fucking create a female DM group. I don't give a fuck. Like, I really, like, when I say don't give, I have 100% don't care what you say. You got to understand, my whole life, people's told me what not to do. People's told me you can't do that. And everyone that told me I can't get rich aren't rich, but I am. Everyone said you can't have a big house. Don't have a big house, but I do. Everyone says you can't travel the world for a year. I did it for 7. You're right. I couldn't do it for a year. I did it for 7. And they've never fucking took a trip in the last 10 years. See, why are they saying this shit? See, what I've realized is haters don't hate you. They just hate themselves. They're just looking for someone to spew it on. And I can take it because it rolls off my back. No big deal. Like I said, I read it. I don't even know what the fuck she said now. But I do know there's a lesson in it. A lesson to teach you guys that if you're getting beat up or criticized by other people or shit talkers out there, use it as fuel. I started laughing when I read it. I was like, this bitch is crazy. And she's not a bitch. It's just, again, I was probably the wrong choice of words, but this lady's crazy. That's how I talk, by the way, in the DM fam. It's who I am. So I'm not sorry. That's who I am. So what's important to me is being authentic, being real, being genuine. When I say bitch, I'm not saying you're a bitch. I'm just saying by the way, I call guys bitches too. There's a lot of them, many of them, actually too many of them. They're everywhere. But we have to man up. We have to woman up. We have to step up to what makes you, like, I don't care if you like me. I'm here to help you. Truth is, I very rarely liked the people that helped me in the beginning stages of help because they were challenging me on my thoughts. They were challenging me on who I was and where I wanted to. They knew where I was going, but they were challenging me on this every step because they saw the talent in me. I have a guy at work I had the pleasure to work with. This guy's making more money he's ever made in his life. His wife was skeptical initially because he's been, ripped off, manipulated, lied to so many times with so many other people. And like straight up, they're like, yo, can you sign a contract with us? And I was like, absolutely not. That's something you got to fucking take up with your wife, not me. That's not me. That's you and your wife. I'm not giving a piece of paper to solve your fucking problem. And by the way, that piece of paper is a false solving of the problem. So he addressed it, thank God, and they're all better off. See, the thing is being real and authentic is not always the easiest stuff to say, but it's the truth. Like, am I doing you a service by telling you, oh, that's a great question, Nancy? No, it's a fucking stupid question. And here's why. I'm not trying to beat you up. I'm trying to jolt you and then guide you. See, the thing is, all your buddies, all these people you hang out, the reason you're not getting the success is because they keep telling you, you're doing such a good job. Keep going. It's like, no, dude, this is fucking stupid. You need to pivot from here and move over there and go make a lot of money and enjoy it. Yeah, but you don't understand. I don't fucking need to understand. I'm telling you what needs to happen. I don't need to understand your bullshit excuses. I don't need to understand where you're at in your head. I'm telling you what needs to happen based off of why you hired me to help you. Right? So again, it's stuff that we have to say. I have to. I don't want to, by the way. I have to because I fucking care. That's what's important to me. It's not important to me to make you upset or cry. It's important for me to get you results. It just so happens when people come to me for typically the conversation like, dude, do you want me to sugarcoat it or fucking tell you the truth? I.e. asking for permission to tell them the fucking truth. If they say sugarcoat it, I'm hanging up the call. I don't have anything else to do. My work can't be done. I can't work to my ability. Here's your money back. Go enjoy life. I don't care about the money like that. The majority of the people, which pretty much all, say, dude, tell me the truth. And then I tell them the truth in a very direct way. Because the result is more important than hurting your feelings in the moment. You get jolted. That's on you. But I'm going to give you the tools to go get the result. That might mean hiring people. That might mean investing more money over here. That might mean firing people. That might mean you firing yourself. But we're going to get you results because that's what's important to me. Anytime I have a challenge in my business, I have these same talks with myself. Truth is, me saying bitch, I call myself way worse words when I'm in a challenging moment. I'm my own consultant, oftentimes, pretty much all the time, right? You are too. What are you saying to yourself? How are you pushing yourself? What makes you tick? Guys like me, typically, if everything's easy, that's when I'm in trouble. That's when I'm really in trouble. Because a lot of times I like to bounce in and create chaos, so I should become significant. I know that's a real thing, so I step back and just let things happen. I hire people to help make it better. I hire people to get me out of the way. That's important to me. My goal, what's important to me is seeing every one of my team members accomplish great success in their life, not just in the business. I want to make them a better human being. I want to make them more money. I want them to make more money so they can go give back to their churches, to take care of their family and do the things they dream about every day like we do and you do and I do and all of us. I want to give them a path of success. Again, this is important, very ultra important to me. I was talking with one of my sales guys today at 6 a.m. about him and, him wanting to, like, what he's up to and how he's going to break a record this month. Like, that shit's important to me. I don't need to talk to anybody. I want to. I genuinely care. So as I'm growing and sharing with you, I want you to know I'm evolving right with you. Every day is a challenge. Every day is a challenge and new opportunities are presenting themselves. The question is, who am I? What am I going to do? How am I going to react or not react? And I always go back to what's important to me. I get hundreds of opportunities every week, and I'm doing air quotes with that, sent to me, private message to me. Dude, I got this, I got that. Hey, man, I need $1 million for this. Hey, do you want to partner with this? Hey, man, I'd love to have you on this. I'll give you 50% of the company, blah, blah, blah. I've turned down hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars, probably in long-term money, of saying no because it's not in alignment with what's important to me. I've been asked to come and speak at massive events for very large fees, and I pass. Not because I'm a dick. It's because it's not important to me. My family, by the way, it is important to me to go there, but my family's more important with me to hang out with them. So I got to find the happy median. And what is that? Well, instead of going all the traveling back and forth and going to hotels and hanging out, let me do an hour Zoom. I'll do it for fucking free because it's important to me to make an impact. But it's also more important for me to hang out with my family. This is what I'm looking at. They're both important. It's just timing. What's going on? Where am I at in my life? What do I need more of? What's more important today? And such, right? So these are things I think so many people, like cars. I have all these cool cars, multiple Rolls Royces and cool, G-Wagons and Escalades and Ferrari, blah, 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 whatever. I barely drive. I barely go anywhere. I'm working on new books. I'm working on podcast shows. I'm working with partners. I'm working with teammates. I'm doing stuff that's important to me. I'm fucking riding motorcycles at 5 p.m. with my kids every single day. I'm enjoying time by myself at 4:30 in the morning down in the theater room, thinking about and plotting and checking my investments and where are we going? How are we getting there? Looking at my dream board, looking at the goals, writing my wife a love letter, writing my parents a letter to tell them how much I care about them. That's important to me. So we got to pick pieces. Just maybe you follow Sean, maybe you follow Andy, maybe you follow me, maybe you follow all of us. There's certain things that I don't is not important to me, like this guy or that girl or whatever. The cool thing about the life we live is we can learn from everybody, good and bad. Like I said, at that moment when I'm slamming that kid's head thing, where I come from, that's is what it is. I'm trying to be better. I'm not out looking for fights. I'm not out looking to do that stuff. But when you get addressed and you're like, yo, heads up, that's a warning. It happens again. It was very crystal clear. I'm not fucking around. It's important to me to stand back. And by the way, I just want my team to know I will fucking fight tooth and nail for them. I respect the team. I know they bust their ass. I know they care about you so much as a partner, as a teammate. These guys will fucking cut their arm off to help make you get you results. I'm serious. It's important to me and it's important to them. It's pretty cool how that works. We care. And I'm not saying everybody you follow don't care. They don't care. I'm just saying for you. This is for you, by the way. It's not about everyone else. It's about you. Write down what's important to you. Because a lot of people are doing things just to do things, to think they're getting closer to what they want. But yet it's not. Listen, let's say if you do find the path to make $100 million, but you have to take away from your family for the next 12 months. Are you doing that? And if you say yes, or even think about it, and again, this is not me judging you. This is me. I'm telling you what I would do. I'm out. Because I know I could take care of my family and do the things. My family is time. Why do you think I'm making all this money? It's to give me more time with my family. To give me more time to do what I love to do. Most people say it's not about the money, but a lot of their actions, if not all, are only about money. See, the thing is, you don't know you fucked up with your kids until it's too late. I'm not saying it's ever too late, but it's too far down the path to revert them. You got to, now all of a sudden you're in recovery mode. The last thing in my world I'd want is a divorce. If it happens, it could happen. By the way, I'm not saying I'm perfect here in any of this shit, but this is stuff I think about. Last thing I want is someone else walking my daughter down the aisle. Last thing I want is my son talking to some other guy and learning about stuff that I could teach him better about or anything about because I'm not there in their life. That's important to me. See, the money will come and go. The time when it's gone, it's gone. And I see too many people chasing the wrong thing. I see it. I post a picture of a Ferrari, the fucking internet breaks. I tell people what's important and how to get wealthy and how to do it, how to accomplish it all. Yes, it's going to take time. Yes, it's going to take hard work. Yes, it's going to take an investment. Yes, you're going to get beat up. Yes, it's going to hurt sometimes. Yes, it's going to be exciting sometimes. But at the end, it's going to be worth it. Very small amount of people want to acknowledge it. I get it. But I also want you to get it because I want you to succeed. I want you to succeed all around. There's moments I don't get to hang out with my family and I want to. I understand that too. But I'm present when I'm present. I'm at home all day long. I don't have to go anywhere to make money. I don't have to go anywhere to meet partners. I can do it on Zoom. I've been doing this since 2005. I can do it virtually. I can do it via phone. I can do it via Zoom. And I can be right there with my kids 3 minutes later playing basketball, riding the motorcycles, playing in the treehouse, jumping on the trampoline, taking a walk, talking, connecting. If you show me your schedule and you show me what you do all day, I could show you what's important to you. This is an audit on you, an audit on your actions. There's some people you need to delete off of Facebook, delete off of Instagram, delete off of Twitter, delete off of whatever fucking platform you're on. Unsubscribe from their emails. Maybe it's me. If you watch my shit and get pissed and angry, ask yourself, is this a good anger or a bad anger? Because a lot of times, by the way, this shit you're getting angry at is actually controlling you. But again, I like to get angry because I know I control anger, and anger is fuel for me. Certain types of anger. So we need to understand ourselves and ask, what's important to you? What makes me tick? Who do I want to follow? Oh, this guy, all they do is brag, brag, brag. Unfollow. All they do is talk negative, negative, negative. Unfollow. You are in control. No one else. Not mommy, not dada, not grandma, grandpa, papa, whatever the fuck we call them anymore. All these crazy names. I just remember grandma and grandpa. But whatever it is, you're in control. Why are the results not where they want to be? It's because you are the common denominator, all this bullshit. All I'm saying is please write down what's important to you. Start measuring against that when things present themselves. Start understanding that this is a game of life, game of hours, game of inches. This isn't about waking up and being rich and doing nothing. There's no one I know in my world that can't wait to get rich to do nothing. And that's what we're going to be talking about next show, about this bullshit retirement term and all this stuff. But I can promise you this. Just because, like, for example, for me, there's people above me that I'm watching, and I will outpace them when it's my time. I'm going to a race this weekend to hang out with my boy Sean, and in a race, just because you're one lap down doesn't mean you can't win the race. I might not win the lap. I might not win that speed of the next lap, but my goal is to win the race of life. And we're all in different paces. We're all in different vehicles. We're all in different times of our life cycle. And not only that, you might be going through a winter season. I might be going through a summer season. The sun's shining in my world. It might be dark and cold in your world right now, or vice versa. It happens to us all. No one can get away from it. It's a part of life. So all I'm saying, just please figure out what makes you happy, and what's not even what makes you happy, what's important to you. Because, by the way, it does not make me happy yelling at someone. It does not make me happy hurting someone's feelings. But it's important to me to help them get results, because that's what they're paying for. Just look around. There's a lot of fucking weak people here. The world is making us weaker. The world is the cancel culture. The world's it's okay to be No, it's not. Oh, you got 72nd place out of 72 kids. You deserve a trophy. I don't deserve dick. I'm lazy. I'm incompetent. I don't want to play. The only reason I'm here is because my parents fucking make me, and I get a trophy? Like, you understand, people know what the fuck's up. They're not stupid. And you know that. That's why you're here. Appreciate you being here. Thinking about you guys. What's important to you? I have a list, and it's editing all the time. It's okay to edit it. It's not write it in stone and that's it. It's going to evolve. It's going to get bigger. It's going to change as your life changes. It's going to change as you go through the life cycles of life. You might be 19 listening. It's like, I don't have no fucking kids. Cool. That's not like that. It is what it is. And then maybe if you're in the latter years, etc. Like, there's so many variables to this shit. But it all starts with what's important to you. Hope that helps you. Thinking about you guys. And let's go kick ass. Have an amazing day. Make today count. Peace.
I'm Mark Evans, DM. I'm here to help and teach them what I know and how I did it. To discover freedom. There ain't no question Mark Evans when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker. But I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. The journey's where it's at. It's all about the process. It's time to get over to the DM project. From a small town in Ohio, so I know how it is. And I come from a lot of money. I remember as a kid, wanted to make 100 racks. Didn't see no one making more than that. Graduated high school with a 1.8. They should've held me back. I hope my principals and teachers are alive just to witness this. I'm my own boss. I'm out here running 2-8-figure businesses. I can walk away from it all and I'll be good, but I've been called to help people just like y'all learn the game. It's time to ball. Everybody chasing the money, but I'm not chasing the money. I'm out here chasing the purpose. Yo, I've been working my whole life. What got us where we at isn't gonna get us where we wanna go. So it's time to push, time to learn, time to grow. I'm Mark Evans, DM. I'm here to help and teach them what I know and how I did it. To discover freedom. no question Mark Evans when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker, but I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. The journey's where it's at. It's all about the process. It's time to get over to the DM project. I'm Mark Evans, deal maker, deal maker, deal maker, deal maker, DM project.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.